Microphone test, microphone test. Okay, mic test, mic test. Okay. Hello, mic test, 1, 2, 3. Should be fine now. Microphone test, microphone test. Okay, mic test, mic test. Okay. Hello, mic test, 1, 2, 3. Should be fine now. Okay, sorry about just now. Technical difficulties. Tadi saya check macam okay, but it's actually okay dah. I double check dah dengan mikrofon, suara dengar. Tak apalah, biasalah komputer kan. Okay, Megat Nazhan, loud and clear. Right, so let's continue. Right, okay, Abang Megat Nazhan ni is a big fan of Attack on Titan. He's the one of the reason why I get into Attack on Titan in the first place. Okay, so this is quite a tricky question because I can split it up into two parts. I can say like, let's put down first what we can. I can split it into like this, limit x squared plus limit 1 over x squared. I can split up into two. And then since x approaching 0, sekejap saya set do not disturb sekejap kalau orang call lagi mampus kita. So I can buat dua bahagian lah. Yang belah kiri ni senang. I mean this one here, just substitute, we got 0, so tak ada hal. The problem is the right hand side. Because the right side, if I substitute directly 1 over 0, if I substitute directly the x, I get myself 1 over 0, and 1 over 0 is error. So there's some trickery on this part lah. What you need to do on the right side, that you need to split it into two parts. Limit x approaching 0 from the left, and limit x approaching 0 from the right. Okay, let us highlight it a little bit, that this is from the left, and this is from the right. So apa masalahnya sir? So 1 over x here, 1 over x. Okay, sorry, square. I missed the square. The square is going to play a big role. Before I go further, let me clarify a few things. 1 over 0 is error, yes. But if I'm saying 1 over 0 from the left and 1 over 0 from the right, it's actually an infinity. Cuma masalahnya negatif atau positif. Well, yang from the left will give you negative, from the right will give you positive. Bukan sebab from the left is negative, bukan sebab from the right is negative. It's because of the graph, to be more exact. Let me show you a bit. Like this. Okay, and then ada orang tanya, sir, kalau saya tak tahu graf macam mana sir? Okay, let's say if you tak tahu graf, then you do it this way. Okay, so kita tahu kalau graf method 1 over x squared, kita akan tahu graf dia macam gunung berapi. So it's positive infinity on both sides. If you do not know, then you substitute a small number. Let's say 0. Let's say here is 0. You choose one number yang menghampiri from the left and from the right. So from the left, let's say it's negative 0.1. From the right is positive 0.1. And you masukkan dalam the equation, dalam x squared equation. Masukkan dalam ni. And then kita cuma nak tahu dia positif atau negatif. In this case, squared will always give you a positive number lah. Okay. So both of them are reaching to the positive infinity side. So adakah itu ialah limit? Well, it depends on which part you're looking at. In this case, yes, kita ambil sebagai positive infinity, which saya pun setuju. Kalau dalam exam, saya akan tulis line ni. Saya akan tulis line. You kena bagi tahu, you kena clarify that this one here, from the left, is equal from the right. You kena tulis dalam exam. So, limit x approaching. Tak ada suara balik? Hello, mic test, mic test. Hello, mic test. Are you okay?
Saya dengar on my side, kuat ke tak tu saya tak apa pasti.
Are you okay?
Saya dengar on my side, kuat ke tak tu saya tak apa pasti. Okay, you might hear a little bit echo sebab saya nak kena sentiasa double check ada suara ke tak. But yeah, I'm hearing. Well, what to do? Tak dengar kuat. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hearing. My side dengar kuat lah, Alia. I can hear quite well. I dengar juga feedback, tapi my side dengar okay. If I were you, dalam exam I akan tulis line ni. I akan bagi tahu that 0 from left is 0 is. Kita kena bagi tahu yang ni ayat ni. Limit x approaching 0 from left, limit x approaching 0 from the right is equals to positive infinity. I want to see that from the left and from the right give you the same number lah. You need to write this one down. The reason being, if you don't write it down, it goes back to kenapa orang cakap that, this is side note lah. Kenapa orang cakap limit x approaching 0 for 1 over x is error. Because from the left, it gives me negative infinity. From the right, it gives me positive infinity. So, sebab dia tak sama, sebab tu dia error lah. So, that's why this line bagi saya something yang perlu ditulis. Okay, and then from there, 0 plus, we got here just now, 0 plus infinity is equals to positive infinity. So, this will be the answers. Okay, a bit long-winded there. But the reason I explain a lot because topik ni orang selalu confused at the very beginning. Okay, viewers, are you okay? And touching the part of dividing by 0 and dividing by 0 from left, dividing by 0 from the right, problematic for some people. Yeah. Okay, so I go to the next one. Next one is this is the easy part, the easy one. Okay, I tambah page sekejap. Semua technical difficulties. Boleh kot, boleh. Cuba kita try. Okay, so this one here, the problem is dua benda. Sebab pertama sekali is, if you masuk 5 directly, inside here, kita akan 1 divided by 0 lah when we do not want that situation. So if jadi 1 over 0, macam it's the same as case tadi tu, kita kena check from the left and from the right. So firstly, you need to open this modulus, x minus 5, kalau tanya salah. Okay, how do I do? Sorry, saya terlaju tadi. Okay, mula-mula you draw yang dalam. Yang tak pernah dengar saya cakap, dengar elok. This is my technique. Okay, so you kira yang dalam dulu, inside equals to 0. So x minus 5 equals to 0, so x equals to 5. So 5. Okay, and then you draw the original graph, x minus 5 graph is like this. Okay, pintasan tak peranan sangat. And then what does modulus do? Modulus do, dia reflect. So belah ni tak ada. Okay, so we have two types of graph. So this is a exam favorite question tu. Tapi exam favorite dia lagi susah dah ni. This is slightly easier. Orang yang set soalan ni kesian kat apa. So x minus 5, let's rewrite them. Okay, yang blue ni kan, the graph dia is x minus 5. And is dalam region di mana x is more than 5. Can we agree? So it's x minus 5 for the case of x bigger than 5. Okay, yang merah ni pula, if I were to ask you to write the equation, it will be negative x minus 5. Sebab dia ke bawah. So I can write this one down sebagai darab negatif sekali. I can write down sebagai 5 minus x lah. X minus 5 pun okay je. Sebab might be easier for us to cancel things out. And then dia dalam region yang belah kiri. Dia dalam region belah sini. So I can write it down sebagai x less than 5. Okay, that's my technique. Senang buat. Okay, and then selalunya the one with the positive x, this one here, the positive x, can we agree? Dia akan ada equal kat bawah ni. So that's how we open the modulus. Yes, it's long, it's complicated, and it's most likely will come out in exams. Kalau examnya dia susah lagi. This one considered slightly easier. Okay, so kalau pernah ambil exam nanti, make sure you know how to do this one lah. No choice lah. Set B. Okay, so let's continue. Tak habis lagi. Tadi tu choose kita buka saja. So right now we need to calculate limit x approaching 5 from the left and limit x approaching 5 from the right. Okay, so which equation should we take? Yang atas tu tak ada masalah. Yang atas tu sama je. 2x minus 10. Masalahnya yang kat bawah tu. Okay, so 5 from the left, we can agree this one is less. This one is less. And we can agree that the right side is more. This one is more. Or maybe I should change color. So now it goes back to our yang kita dah buat tadi tu lah. So from the left is less. Ini kita kira dah. So negative x minus 5. Boom, boom. Yang from the right tu. So x minus 5. More. Yang belah kanan tu. Kita ambil second equation. Okay. So now just, you can simplify things out a little bit up here. To x minus 5. Okay, simplify lah, senang kan. Tu saya pun tak payah padam. Banyak sangat lain. Okay, now we simplify it out. What color should I choose? Okay, simplify. And you can see they give you different answers. The left side give you a negative 2. The right side give you positive 2. Since both of they give you a different answers, macam saya cakap tadi, you need to write it down. Limit x approaching 5 from the left for 2x minus 10 over negative x minus 5. Boom, boom. You need to write this one down. You need to clarify yang dia orang tak sama. Okay. since they are giving you different answers that you can see over here, they are different. So it's not the same. So limit as approaching 5 for 2x minus 10, x minus 5 does not exist. Okay. Boleh ya? This is slightly difficult. Kalau dalam exam, tambah satu ya. Tambah satu. Kalau dalam exam, dia akan tanya soalan yang lebih kurang macam ni. Okay, this question has come out in exams twice in a row. So most likely this will come out. Okay, saya ajar cara buka modulus ya. Okay, aku tak rasa kita boleh buat semua. Hampir lah. Tak boleh rasa, tak sedap buat semua. Hampir lah. Okay, so macam saya cakap, awal-awal. Okay, viewers, tolong tengok. This is chances keluar exam sangat tinggi. Okay, mula-mula buat yang dalam dia. So, buat inside equals to 0. So, that means x equals to 5. And this is how we draw the original graph. Okay. Sorry. 5 minus x. This is how we draw the original graph. 5 minus x. And then what does modulus do? Modulus buat apa? Yang bahagian negatif ni jadi positif. Okay? Kemudian tengok yang belah kiri ni is a 5 minus x. Yang belah kanan yang reflect. This is what we call yang reflected. Sebab dia naik atas. Kita darab negatif. Yang reflected kita darab negatif. Negatif 5 minus x. Okay, dia ada this negative. So now if we try to draw sikit lagi. This region bawah ni is for x less than 5. For the right hand side yang region ni, we can say is for x more than 5. Okay. Sorry I'm taking a little bit extra time on this one because this is chances keluar exam sangat tinggi lah. So you write down again. 5 minus x. Satu lagi tu, dia ada negatif kan? Negative 5 minus x. This one is for x less than 5. This one is for x more than 5. And if you expand this part, we get ourselves x minus 5. Kenapa saya nak expand? Macam saya sebut tadi, the one with the positive x, then this is selalunya akan ada equal. Alright. Hopefully you get to know how to do this one. This one, the chances keluar exam are very high. Mic test 1, 2, 3. Okay, dah dengar.
Ya.
Okay, mungkin dah tiba masa beli mikrofon baru.
Oh, thank you. So, testing again, testing 1, 2, 3. Dengar tak?
Mic test 1, 2, 3. Okay, dah dengar. Okay, mungkin dah tiba masa beli.
Okay, message apa ya, message tolong reply, masih dengar, masih tak dengar ke?
Dengar.
Dengar.
Bagian saya dengar lah. Okay dah. Okay.
Dengar Okay.
Okay, so here.
Okay, so for this kind of question, find the derivative of the following function. Fx equal to negative x tangent x. Okay, for this one, we're assuming that there are two functions here. Rodhi? Sekejap. Yang ini memang dakwat dia tebal ke? Memang dakwat dia tebal ke?
Kau punya sensitivity. Tak, kau tadi aku try.
Oh.
Amnya ini ya, tulis ni.
Okay.
Tablet mahal.
Bukan mahal. Okay, just nice. Okay, just nice. Okay, so then fx equal to negative x tangent x. So just imagine that for this negative x, we're assuming this as a u and tangent x as a v. So as we know that f prime equal to u prime multiplied with v plus u multiplied with v prime. So prime means that a term we call the function being we call the derived. So then f prime x equal to differentiate negative x equal to negative 1. Okay, u prime and v, copy out tangent x plus with, okay, u. Just now we differentiate u, which is negative x, you get negative 1 here. So then for second time, we copied all this negative x and differentiate v prime or derive tangent x equal to tangent, differentiate tangent, not secant square x. Okay, so then negative tangent x plus with, okay, and then positive with negative minus x secant square x. Okay, so if this question provide you 3 marks, okay, provide you 3 marks, I'll show you or share with you how we give a marks to this kind of question here, where you have u and v with negative x and tangent x. So the u prime equal to negative 1, v prime equal to secant square x. So then Okay, for all this u prime, v prime, we gave you k1. And substitute all this u prime, v prime according to this formula. Then here k1. And simplifying this negative, positive, and I call for the final answer here for J1. Okay, K stands for jalan kerja. K stands for jalan kerja, which means that if your working solution is correct, then we straightly give you 1 marks. J stands for jawapan. Okay, if the final answer is all correct, then you will get straightly you get what we call 1 marks. Okay, so we also have the term of B1. B stands for bentuk. Bentuk means that, let's say, in any question that was because you need to come up with a formula of that question before you we call solved it. Then you will get one B1 or we call B1. Okay, for B, when times comes, then I'll show you which part that will give you B1. Okay, so then for this one here now, derive fx respect to the x for ln x to the power of 4. Okay. For this one, for this kind of question, 4 is, okay, natural log of x to the power of 4 and natural log x to, and then bracket to the power of 4 class. These two are two different meaning. So then ln x to the power of 4 is not equal to ln x in bracket to the power of 4. So now for this one here, for this case, f prime, okay, sorry. F prime x equal to, okay, derive or differentiate 4 here, 4 natural log of x and 4 minus 1 cube. Okay, so firstly, we're going to differentiate the power here, the index here, power 4, 4 ln x cube. And then, second, we're going to derive the natural log ln here as a second part and the x, the third part here. So now, just now we derived the first part here, ln to the power of 4 for ln x cube. Then derive ln x 1 over x. And then we call differentiate x respect to the x, it's going to give you 1. So then we have 4 ln x cube divided by x. And then for this one here now, f prime x. Okay, when we have fx equal to e, y equal to e to the power of fx, then y prime equal to e to the power of fx multiplied with f prime x. So, we are going to implement this into this question here now. So then the first one here now, the derive this f prime x, copy all this again, e to the power of fx, which is e to the power of square root of x, multiplied with, okay, now look at this. Let's say y equal to square root. Square root means that x to the power of half. Then y prime equal to, bring up this half to the front here, 1 over 2 x to the power of half minus 1. Okay. And then derive the x, it gives you 1. So then it is now 1 over 2 square root of x. Okay, because half minus 1 equal to negative 1 over 2. So half is a square root again, and power of negative, meaning we call the power x power of half as a denominator, so then we have 1 over 2 square root of x. So take this, then multiply with 1 over 2 square root of x. Okay, which I think that for this one, nothing much that we can do to simplify this. We just simply write down lesson e to the power of square root of x divided by 2 square root of x. Okay, so now for question number 3, given that fx equal to x cubed, yeah, x cubed, one, and then x cubed minus 6x squared. Okay, so find the stationary point using the first derivative test, meaning that we are going to, we call derive it for the first time, okay, first, and then to determine the relative maximum or minimum, meaning this as we call, we are going to derive this for second time, okay? So then for the first time here, differentiate this, 3x squared minus 2 times 6, 12x. Okay, so then for stationary point, we like to find out where we can find dy dx equal to 0. So dy dx or f prime is already here, 3x squared minus 12x. So then make it equal to 0. Then, okay, with 3 and x. So then 3 and 1 of the x is what we call have been factorized. Take it outside. So we have another x minus 12 divided by 3 equal to 4. X, one of it taken outside here. So then x equal to 0 and x equal to 4. Okay. So then we'll sketch a table okay. So let's say if I sketch a number line here from 0 and 4. So we have the domain, okay, the first domain, second domain, and the third domain, where the first domain is from negative infinity until 0, second domain from 0 until 4, and the third one is 4 to positive infinity. So we list down all the domain here, negative infinity until 0, 0 until 4, and 4 to positive infinity. Okay, now class, let's say if I write down here as an x, meaning just give me any value of x that lies in this domain from negative infinity until 0. From negative until 0, okay, let's say x with negative 1. From 0 until 4, make it 1. Make your life easier. Don't choose the complicated value, okay? And then 4 to infinity, let's say 5. Okay, so then f prime, meaning, okay, from f prime x equal to 3x squared minus 12x. Okay. So just imagine that if I substitute the value of x negative 1, x equal to 1, and x equal to 5, what we'll get, we call the answers here is whether positive or negative. Okay, so let's say I put here which is negative 1 and negative 1. So the negative 1 squared equal to 1, 1 times 3 equal to 3. Negative with negative become positive, so 12 times 1, 12, which is positive 15. So we got positive here. Then, when x equal to 1, 1. So 1 squared times 3 is 3. And then minus 12, 12, negative 12 times 1, negative 12. So 3 minus 12, negative 9, negative. Then, when x equal to 5, okay, 5 squared is 25, 25 times 3, 75, and negative 12 times 5, negative 60. So 75 minus 60 equal to 15, which is positive. So now, class, this we call, when we get positive and negative, is shown. We call this sign of the graph or the value is increase, decrease, and increase. Okay, so class, is just imagine that. Just imagine that if we have this kind of graph, okay, where this is the coordinate of x equal to negative 1 and something. Here is a coordinate of x equal to 1 and something. We have no idea what's the value of y here. And then we also have this one where x equal to 5 and something. So, x equal to 0 and x equal to 4 is what we call on the peak of this hill, on the peak where dy dx equal to 0, and also here where dy dx equal to 0. So then what is the coordinate of this stationary point? So when it comes to the coordinate, we are going to substitute the value of x equal to 0, x equal to 4 into the function of fx. Okay. So just imagine that from this sign, increase, decrease, and increase. So you just imagine that this is a graph, how the graph looks like. So then this is a coordinate of the, we call x negative 1, x equal to 1, and x equal to 5. Just imagine it, okay? And then this is the stationary point where dy dx equal to 0. So what is the coordinate of these two stationary points? Then substitute x equal to 0 into the function of fx. Zero cube minus 6 times 0 square, then equal to 0. Meaning this is a coordinate of 0 and 0, stationary point. So when x equal to another one, which x equal to 4, then F4 equal to 4 cubed minus 6 times 0 square is 4 square. 4 cubed, 4 cubed, 4 times 2, 4 times 4 is 1664. Minus 4 square equal to 16, 16 times 6, 96. 64 minus 96, so we got minus 64, 96. 6 minus 4 equal to 2, 9 minus 6 equal to 3, 32. So then the coordinate of 4 and 32 is the, wait a minute, if x equal to 0 and 0, 64 minus 96 supposed to be negative here, negative 32, sorry. So then this is the coordinate of is a coordinate of 0 and 0, and this is a coordinate of 4 and negative 32. Okay, so the relative minimum or maximum from the first derivative test when derived for second time, 3x squared minus 12x. minus 12x minus 12x. So then f double prime 2 times 3, 6x minus 12. So f double prime, substitute with the first value of the x that we get from the first derivative, which is x equal to 0. So then 6 times 0 minus 12 equal to negative 12 less than 0. So the conclusion is a maximum. And then f double prime, where x now x equal to 4, then 6 times 4 minus 12. 6 times 4, 24 minus 12 equal to 12 greater than 0. Then the conclusion is minimum. Okay, so it means that here this coordinate is a relative maximum and this is relative minimum. Okay, give back to Mr. Rodhi for question number 1, section B, to continue our session this afternoon. Get back to Mr. Rodhi.
All right.
Try. Not sure. Hey, so the first time for everything. Okay, hello there, viewers. So now back to second question. And now back to my turn, and we do the next question. Okay, due to limited of time, we can't do all of them. So please tell us which question you would like us to do. If not, I just handpick them. This one is easy. So I'm going to skip this one. But make sure you know how to do polar form. Polar form most likely will come out in exams. Oopsie. Polar form is most likely going to come out in exam, so make sure you know how to do them. Okay, Umairah Hani said number 3. I'm not saying no. Woo! This one. But before I go there, I want to do this one. Okay, the reason I want to do is because some people do not know how to open this one. So don't forget this one, you need to transfer to the right hand side, to the right side first. So we get ourselves x plus 3. Okay, I'm using a Megat tablet here for the first time in my life. I think it helps in my handwriting as well. I guess so. Okay, we start with this. And then from here, you need to open the modulus. You can't square it because you can only square if they are both side modulus, and both sides must not be, and the right hand side must not be in x. then only you can square. If not, in this case, there's only one side. Okay, so firstly what I did is I just copy them. I copy. And then this is more. My students and we create this thing called molar. You know this, chemistry people. So more is O, less is N. So more is O. I've sacrificed my name for the sake of your understanding. So make sure you don't forget about it. As much I hate that molar. Okay, oh, sorry. My student said this. Because there's an R, right? Molar for chemistry people out there. So my student said, oh, R stands for Rodhi. My student is the one who create this thing. Oh, well. Okay. So this one we still copy. And then the next part here, U times negative. Times negative. So there will be this part. This and this. So now they are exchanging side to x minus 5. Are you okay, viewers? Okay, my handwriting got better, but I'm just not sure where to write. So now we try to solve them. This one here. So Megat doesn't use multiple colors. But things I can see why. 3x. So this part here you carry to the other side. 5 minus 3. 2. So your x will be, I guess by experience I'll be a bit faster. Okay, what about the other part? The other part is, sorry, saya laju sikit. Because I'm not used to the tablet, so I want to go a little bit faster. Okay, once you get there, we are not yet done. Now we need to draw the number line. Draw the number line. So x less than 8 is over here. X more than 2 over 3 is over here. What do you mean? Sorry, x more than 2 over 3. X more than this part. Sorry, I got kind of. Sorry, I should not change this sign. Saya tengah membiasakan diri dengan tablet baru. So x is more than 8, and this one is x more than 2 over 3. Or means what? Or means you have to take all the union of it. So we are taking everything. So we are taking until here. Okay, one thing that I did not write just now was this. Because this one is have closed. So that means I need to close it. So it will be a close bracket. Close 2 over 3 to infinity. Why until infinity? Because the arrow goes until infinity. Are you okay? Viewers? Okay, now we try number 3. This one looks horrendous, but this is not that bad. Kind of like snake and ladder. Okay, what do I mean by snake and ladder, sir? Because you start with, let's say this one, FG1. FG1. So firstly, I need to start with this G. So G1 and X is 1. This is X, okay? Everything is to be FGX. So when X is 1, so I got 0. So right now, the G1 here becomes 0. Until there, are you okay? So 0 gives us 2. So FG1 is equals to 2. Are you okay? Do you want me to do? It's like snake and ladder. It's like that. People put jatuh, bola jatuh dengan pachinko, what you call it. Okay, so FF1, let's try this one. FF1. Start with X equals to 1. F is like this, FFX. So we go with the FF1. So we do this part first. So 1 give you 3. So F3. F3 is equals to 0. Ta-da! Quite fascinating. You don't see this kind of question that often. And then GF1. Okay, GF is the hardest question going to find in maths. Take me 5 years to get the GF. For those who understand the jokes. Okay, so we start with F1. F1, go here. 3. So G3. 3 goes to here. 2. Are you okay? Taking this is kind of fun. Okay, next one, GG1. Let's try this one. GG1. So G1, 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 1. 1 goes here. 0. So G0. 0 goes to 1. Ta-da! Okay. And finally, let's try this one, FG4. FG4. So G4. G4. G4 goes to 5. Okay, so right now F5. F5 equals to what? Can you find F5? Oh, there's no S5 over here. So it's undefined. Viewers, are you okay? This is a fun question. Undefined. Or your favorite sentence, maths error. Okay, this one is a little bit scary. If you do not know how to solve it, then you can't solve it. There are many ways on how to solve it, but this is what I like to do. Okay, the one that we do not know, the function that we don't know is outside function. Outside is the unknown. It can be inside unknown or outside unknown. In fact, this thing, if the thing that I will study before I go to exam, if I were you. Okay, so you're lucky we're doing that kind of question. So let's start with this one. So find the D inverse. Let's say let y equals to dt. So D inverse Y equals to T. So Y equals to 2T plus 5 so Y minus 5 equals to 2T. So T is Y minus 5 equals divided by 2. So we can call it D inverse T is equals to X minus 5. Sorry, T minus 5, right? For this question. T minus 5 over 2. Okay, let me rewrite it again. So D inverse T. Viewers, please look. This question, kalau keluar exam tak tahu buat, menangislah, menenggung. As you can see, even my hand is also menenggung, just to show how difficult is this. All right, so what are we going to do? How are we going to solve them? So, as dt, let me ambil shortcut set. Oopsie. Let me salin jap. So what we are going to do is that we are going to replace this t dengan d inverse. So as d, t becomes d inverse. So d inverse t. Okay, I do the left part first. So what happens if d meet with d inverse? It becomes I, or identity of 1. So the left hand side we only have st. Do you understand the left part? Since d multiply with t inverse, then the d disappear. Okay, the right hand side, the t part, then we replace with this part. Because d inverse t, this is our subject, and I can write t inverse t as this one. T minus 5 over 2 squared. And then over here is just a horrendous calculation. T is t minus 5. The pi is just a constant, so it's like something gonna bother you, but it's done no harms. Okay, then just press your calculator, take your time, solve it. Okay, I'm taking shortcut here because it's a long calculation. It gives you 4 pi t. Okay, if you press your calculator slowly, you get this answer. 4 pi t squared. So horrendously long. Okay, hopefully I can shortcut a little bit there because it's just a calculation work. Okay, for viewers yang macam nak tengok elok kan. It's 3B, right? I guess we just continue je lah. Wish, we disappear here. Okay, sorry lah. Let's continue. Okay, number 3B, siap lah. Okay, so what other question you want us to do? Oh, enggak, nak ya? Okay.
Nombor apa?
Sekejap lah, saya buat tu ya. Oh, 5, 6, 7 boleh je. Okay, jom kita try lah. Number 4. Number 5, yeah, I think we do 4 first. Okay, show that. Okay, after this we do number 5. Okay, so show that the F inverse algebraically. So how to do algebraically? Firstly, you need to let this one. Let fx1 equals to fx2. And then you write it down EA x1. Me highlighting a bit. x1, x2, x1 plus b equals to EA plus b x2. As you can see here, we can simplify plus b, cross it out. So how do you solve EA x1? You can either say, hey, we learn both sides, or you can also say, hey, now we're only comparing out here and out here. So we got ourselves AX1 equals to AX2. So this A and this A can cancel out. So X1 is equals to X2. Since X1 is equals to X2, then we say that F inverse exists. This. I think we need to write this one line as well. Fx is a one-to-one function. Okay. Right, done. If A is -1 and B is -2, hence state the domain and range of F inverse. A is -1, so let's try. So A -1, -x, plus B. B is +2. Okay, we need to draw this graph. How to draw that? I like the approach of understanding. What do I mean by that? Is if I ask you a question like this, how do we draw? How do you draw AX? Okay, how do you draw exponent graph? It's like this. Okay, so now if I ask you a question, okay, what about E -x? And something like this. Okay. So now what about +2? What does +2 do to our graph? What +2 do? Simple, they are just 9. It goes up by +2. So just now here, if here a few more things. How much is here? Here is 1 because when 0, when x equals to 0. Ini kena double check lah. Second kadang-kadang pun miss juga. E -0. So 1. And then we got this asymptote. Y equals to 0. So now they are affected by this +2. They're affected by it. So this one, sorry. So this one, this pintasan, and this one, you need to go up. So what happened now is the +2. So y now becomes, the asymptote is y equals to 2. And then it goes like this. And then the pintasan, 1 plus 2, now becomes 3. So that's the graph. So what's the domain? Domain, you look in this section. Everything you can touch the graph. So the domain will be all real numbers. What about the range? Range is where you can touch the graph from the y-axis. So it's from, sorry, is it 3? No, it's 2. Why 2? Because the asymptote is at 2. Maybe I should use a different color. Okay, so there's a graph above 2. So you need to do open bracket over there, open bracket 2 until infinity. Are you okay? This should be basic by now. Oh God. Yeah, I make one tiny mistakes. Because I already draw the graph E negative X that way, right? So that's my E negative X graph. But it doesn't disturb our answers. Yeah, that's a lie, aku lupa. Okay, now how to draw the inverse? Yeah. Sketch F and F inverse on the same graph. Okay. Now how to draw the inverse graph on the same axis? Boleh aku tak salah cabut.
Kan apa? Reflex pada upaya ikut.
Ya, nak buat yang tu lah. Tapi aku suka guna flip teknik. Sah? Okay, right. This is my favorite technique. You can use reflection technique. That's totally fine. The reflection technique is my favorite. Okay, firstly, take kertas A4 macam ni. Okay, kena viewers bagi nampak set lah. Viewers, tengok ni. This is my favorite technique dalam exam. Okay, first kali ambil kertas A4 macam ni. Allah, Oppenheimer menghalang. I don't need to watch. Picture background, kejap. Oppenheimer. Okay. So we draw the graph just now. Magician next time. Take some time. Can you see? Okay, ini graph kita kan. This is our graph. What I want you to do, your left hand. Viewers, tengok ni. Can I have your focus for a while? Okay, left hand, hold over here. Right hand, hold down here. Okay, and flip it. Okay, so from portrait to landscape, and you see the back of the graph, the back of the paper. And that is our inverse graph. Okay, can you, let me show you again. Portrait, left hand over here, right hand over here. Okay, that's your graph. And you flip it from the back of it, then that is your inverse graph. Okay, can you do this in exams? Yes, you can. If you kena tenang keluar dalam exam hall, apa jadi sir? Contact sir, then we do Instagram or YouTube live for you to share your experience. Okay, so let me draw again. Tapi saya dulu ada anak murid buat. Dia pernah buat sekali dalam exam hall. Tapi dia buat tu, dia tak angkat tinggi-tinggi. Dia kat muka dia dekat dengan meja lah. So, boleh je. So, okay je. Okay, so yang tadi tu y equals to 2. So now it becomes x equals to 2. X equals to 2. And then on my graph, this is the inverse. If here is 3, here is 3, so here is 3. Here's my x. I didn't draw my x graph. Ini pintasan dia. Biasa draw sekali lagi lah. Oh, puan rupa hati. I'm using different tablet. So y equals to 2. So the reflection will be x equals to 2, 3, 3. Yeah. And this is the all the intersection must go through y equals to x. So 1, 2, there are 2 intersection. Y equals to x. You should not leave your answer in this way. If you leave your answer in this way, you got 0 marks. What did I miss? What did I miss? You should label. So this is your fx. This is your f inverse x. This is better for me. Okay, all right, class. So now I leave to see and cut. Okay, macam kat. Lima.
Okay. Number 5. Given that we call for number 5, given that cos x minus a. Okay, now class. For this kind of question, let's say if I make a number line, okay, a number line where this is x equal to pi over 3. So we have, we call a domain for x greater than, where x equal to pi over 3, and also x less than, we call less than pi over 3. So for x greater than pi over 3, where the function is cos x minus a, when x equal to pi over 3, then the function is negative 1 over 2. And for the domain x less than pi over 3, then the function is x plus b. Okay, so then the question is, it mentioned that this function is continuous. This function is continuous at x equal to pi over 3. So find a and b. Okay, I think that my writing here disturb the question itself. So I'm going to write down again. Okay, so x equal to pi over 3 greater than, equal, and less than. So this is cos x minus a, and here is negative 1 over 2, and for this one here now is x plus b. So just imagine that if x approaching to x equal to pi over 3, approaching from left and approaching from right, okay? It's coming to the value of x pi over 3 from left and right. So then limit of x approaching to pi over 3 from left. X approaching to pi over 3 from left, and the function involved here is x plus b. And when x exactly equal to pi over 3, then the function is negative 1 over 2. And also when limit of x approaching to pi over 3 from right, x approaching for pi over 3 from right, and the function involved here is cos x minus a, and we make it equal to with a function we call the function when x is exactly, now we call x exactly equal to pi over 3, and the function is negative 1 over 2. Okay, so substitute pi over 3 into an x. Substitute pi over 3 into an x here. Pi over 3 plus b is negative 1 over 2. And then here cos pi over 3 minus a equal to negative 1 over 2. Okay. For this one here now, b equal to, okay, bring this pi over 3, join up with a negative 1 here, negative 1 over 2 minus pi over 3. So that is a value of our b here. And then cos pi over 3, pi over called pi equal to 180 degrees. So pi over 3, which is 180 divided by 3, equal to 60. So then cos 60. Cos 60. You still remember what is the value of cos 60? Okay. Okay, so we have this is 60 and here is 30 degree. Okay, so we have 1 square plus square root of 3 square equal to 1 plus 3 equal to 4, which is this is z squared. So then z equal to 2. So 1 square root of 3 and here is 2. So cos 60, cos adjacent 1 divided by hypotenuse 1 over 2. So then here is 1 over 2 minus a equal to negative half. Then negative a equal to negative half. Bring this half to the other side. So negative half minus half, negative 1 over 4. 8 minus with negative half minus half, negative 1. Then a equal to 1. Okay, so these two are the answers for the value called value of B and value of A. Okay, so now for question B, 1, find the value of x at which f is discontinuous. Okay, so for this one here now, for this, we have x squared minus 5x plus 4 divided by x squared minus 3x minus 4. So then we simplify this, factorize this. Okay, so x squared minus 5x plus 4, we get here is x minus 1 and x minus 4. So x times x squared, x minus 4 minus 1 negative minus 5x, and negative 1 times negative 4 equal to 4. And here now is x plus 1 and x minus 4. Okay, so then if we divide numerator and denominator, we can cancel between x minus 4 and x minus 4 here. So let's say if we take the two of the we have denominator here, we have x plus 1 and x minus 4. So then we come up with x equal to negative 1 and x equal to 4. Okay, now the value of f, which is discontinuous, at x equal to negative 1 and x equal to 4, because if we substitute x equal to 1 here, negative 1 plus 1 equal to 0. If something over 0, then the whole function damaged or undefined. Or if we substitute x with 4 here, so then we have 4 minus 4 equal to 0. Again, the whole function damaged, so it's undefined. You got undefined then. So the function is discontinuous at x equal to negative 1 and x equal to 4. Next question. Find the determinant limit if exists. So when x approaching to negative 1 from left, okay, so we have x minus 1 divided by x plus 1. And also here, limit of x approaching to negative 1 from right, where x minus 1 divided by x plus 1. Okay, x approaching to negative 1 from left and from right. So guys, girls, let's say from negative 2 to negative 1, we have negative 2, negative 1.5, negative 1.2, negative 1.1, negative 1.01, negative 1.01. Okay. Let's say if I test the value here, okay, so then negative 0. Negative 1, negative 1.01 minus 1, and then negative 1.01 plus 1. Okay, so I had test this. I test with, okay, when x approaching to negative 1 from left, from negative 2, negative 1.5, negative 1.2, negative 1.1, negative 1.01. Okay, just imagine that if I substitute with negative 1.01 minus 1 divided by negative 1.01 plus 1. And you know what result I get here? it is 201, such a big number. So then we come up with the conclusion that this is positive infinity. Okay, so the test recall testing values here is not one part of the solution, but then you can just imagine it if you substitute with one value that very close to -1 from left, what we will get then here. Okay, so that is done. That is limit is all about. Then now when x approaching to -1 from right, so we have 0 here. From 0, -0, -0.5, -0.8, -0.9, -0.09. Okay, so just imagine that if I come up with -0.99 minus 1 divided by -0.99 plus 1. Okay. Negative 0.99. That is 0.99. So, guys, you may test by yourself negative 0.99. Okay, from 0, negative 0.5, negative 0.8, negative 0.9, negative 0.99, 0.9, negative 0.999 before it reached -1. So we substitute here, it give, okay, from my test here, it give me negative infinity. Okay. So then meaning here, if this is the graph, when x approaching to -1, x approaching to -1 from left, then the graph rising up here. And when x approaching to -1 from right, then the graph sliding down. So one is positive infinity and one is negative infinity. So they did not meet each other then. Okay. And then when x approaching to 4, x approaching to 4, for the function of x minus 1 divided by x plus 1, it gives you 3/5. Okay. State the equation of each vertical asymptote and find the horizontal asymptote of the graph. So for vertical and horizontal asymptote of the graph, so class, for this function, as we know that where the denominator cannot be equal to 0, so then there will be only one vertical asymptote, which is x equal to -1. So this is our vertical asymptote. Okay, and then for the limit of x approaching to infinity, so then for x minus 1 divided by x plus 1, so then limit of x approaching to positive infinity, it is we call divide by the highest degree of x from denominator, which is x here. So then x divided by x minus 1 over x divided by x over x plus 1 over x. So then here now, x divided by x, x divided by x, and this is equal to 1 and 1. And this is, okay, when x approaching to positive infinity, when x, the value of x is getting bigger and bigger, so 1 over x is approximately to 0, approaching to 0, and approaching to 0. So then we have 1 minus 0 divided by 1 plus 0 equal to 1. Okay, and then for limit of x approaching to negative infinity of x minus 1 divided by x plus 1 here. Again, same as this one here now, x divided by x minus 1 over x divided by x over x plus 1 over x. Sorry. Limit of x approaching to negative infinity. And again, for this one here now, x 0, this one is 0, and this is 1, and this is 1 here. So then 1 minus 0 divided by 1 plus 0 equal to 1. So then the horizontal asymptote for this question here, where y equal to 1. HA stands for horizontal asymptote. Rodhi, page untuk soalan 5 dah habis, 6 nak soal. Oh, situ. Okay. Aku ambil ini, aku ambil ini last ujung kau ambil.
Ini cukup last.
So, aku sambung Okay. Okay, so for question number 6, which I think that for Mr. Rodhi and I, we agree that this be the last for our session this afternoon.
Or do you want 6 or 7? You choose.
Okay, you vote. You want 6 or 7?
This is 6. This is 7. Actually, you know what? 6A, 6B, and 7.
Come on.
6A. 6B is parametric. Because 6B is
7, okay.
Harris minta 7.
1 vote for 5, 1 vote for 7.
5 lah now. 7. 7 is... Okay, Haris going 1. Haris going twice. Anybody else? 6A, 6B, or 7?
Okay.
Haris
So
menang.
one request for 5. Okay, or 5 tak ada. 6 and 7. Okay, 7. Okay, a closed cylindrical can has a base radius of r centimeter given a total outer surface. Okay, we look into question 7 here. 6B. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. A closed cylindrical can has a base radius of r centimeter given the total outer surface area is 24 pi. Okay, just imagine that if we have this can, okay, let's say when you buy a can of what you call drink, Coke or Sprite or Coca-Cola, whatever then, or it might be buy a can of sardine. So you can see the shape of this. Okay, from the top here, you can see the circle surface of we call the surface of the top of this can, and this can and the bottom here. So let's say a closed cylindrical has a base radius of r. Given the total outer surface, let's say class, if I cut part of the side of this body of this can and cut along this, I call between the circle and the body of this, okay, I cut a part here, it will give you a circle. And then the body of the can and another circle. Sorry. Okay. So okay, so let's say this is the center of the circle and the radius is r, and center of the circles, the radius is r. Okay, now class, this is the height of the can. So if we cut the side of between this circle and the body of this, and we open up everything here, so this is the height. The height and the height here. The radius and the radius here and here. And then let's say from here and then the body of the can. So means that here, okay, for this body of the can, I come up with a color of this side here and this one. Okay, so when the question mentioned about the total outer surface area, so the area of this, what is the formula of this? Okay, circle, area of circle. Area of circle is pi r square or 2 pi r? Like pi r squared. Okay, the area of this circle is pi r squared. So we have two circles, then double, 2 times pi r squared. And then what about this one here now? Okay, we have the edge, which is the height. And then what about the red line of this, the length of the body? The length of the body, okay, the length of the body for this part here must equal with the circumference of this circle, equal to the circumference of this circle. So then, what is the formula of circumference? Times 2 pi r. Two pi r squared, and then h to 2 pi r h. Okay, so now the total surface area given there is 24. So then 24 pi equal to 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Okay, show that the volume of the V can, okay, we call the volume of the can, centimeter cube, is given by this. Okay, now let's find out let's find out together what is the volume of this can. The volume of this can is pi r squared multiplied with the height of h. Okay. So now the volume is volume of this can is pi r square and h. So then look at this one here now, guys, girls. We have pi, and we have pi. And then 24, 2, and 2 now become 12 equal to r square plus, okay, 24, 2, and 2, 12 divided by 2, 12 divided by 2, 1, 1, r and h. Okay, so then we're going to change the substitute, okay, come up with a RH equal to 12 minus r squared. So then h equal to 12 minus r squared divided by r. Okay, now the reason that we come up with this h equal to 12 minus r squared divided by r, that we are going to substitute this h into this h. So we have, okay, in this question now we have v, the variable of v, variable of r, and variable of h. So we are going to change this. Is either between dv dr or dv dh. Because we have two variables of r and h. Which one are we going to choose then? Okay, back to the question. Show that the volume of V, okay, the volume of V, do you find any H term of H here? No, right? So pi R square and H. So there's no H. pi r square h. Is that correct then? Where h equal 12 minus r squared pi r square h. Okay, so substitute h here, then we come up with pi r square and h 12 minus r square divided by r. Okay, now look at this. R square divided by 1 of the r. Then what's left here now? We have pi r 12 minus r squared. Exactly the same as the question wants from us. So determine the value of r for the volume to be a maximum. Volume of r to be maximum, meaning that we are going to derive we call first and second. Okay, so v equal to pi r 12 minus r squared. So if I expand this 12 pi r minus pi r, r with r square, r cubed. So then dv dr equal to, okay, derive respect to the r, we have 12 pi minus 3 pi r squared. So make it equal to 0 here, then negative 3 pi r squared equal to negative 12 pi, then r squared equal to negative 12 pi divided by negative 3 pi. Negative times negative become positive. 12 divided by 3 equal to 4, and pi divided by pi, r squared, then r equal to plus minus 2. Now, the question is, are we going to take both of the values of r, positive and negative 2? No, right? We only take the positive value because there's no such thing. The radius of the can is negative 2. Nope. So, only r equal to 2. And then because the question wants us to find the maximum, determine value of r to be maximum, meaning we are going to come up with second derivative of v respect to the r equal to, okay, 12 and pi is a constant. 12 is a numbers and pi is also a special numbers of it. So 12 pi is a constant, so derive this, make it equal to, we get it, this equal to 0. 0, and then, okay, not that, sorry. Differentiate this equal to 0 minus, okay, 2 times negative 3 minus 6 pi. Okay, r. So then substitute with r equal to 2 here, then we get negative 6 pi with negative 2, negative 12 pi, which is less than 0. Then I think that you know what is the conclusion, that it is a maximum. Okay, so you want to add another one? Time up. Okay, so Mr. Rodhi have give a recall signal that this recall kita dah tamat di sini. Okay, so from me myself, hopefully that all of you, okay, always ready with we call your vision, take care of your health, your mind, your soul, every time we call your physical, we call health, and good luck for your examination. That's all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice day.
Okay, viewers, thank you for watching. Please comment, share, like and subscribe. Sudah habis nanti baru kita bincang. Kalau you from KMPP, you can come and see me. We talk about Attack on Titan yang ending. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Good luck and all the best. Bye. Thank you.
Oh, budak polis lain pun subscribe juga.
Tak tahu. Thank you, sir. Kazuto. Really faham. Thank you, Haris. Thank you, sir. Okay, nak jumpa kita orang ada je. Saya dengan Megat ada lagi chemistry. Kalau tak, both of us ada YouTube channel. Oh, I forgot to link Megat yang YouTube. Okay, nanti saya masuk
Subscribe Megat YouTube channel dalam description. Alright, okay, bye.